Welcome back to the Daily Move. Today is a 20-minute warm-up series for any sport really, but more designed for the tennis player. You're going to start standing up nice and tall, make 2 fists, and you want to create some tension in your body as you tuck your chin down to your chest and then start rolling your ear to your shoulder. We're going to do this a few times, just warming up the neck. Now we're going to start with the side bend of the neck, but now go up towards the ceiling, working that back half of that circle, alternating directions. Next, you're going to grab your head slightly and you're going to make a J with your chin. So you're going to bring your chin down to your armpit and then bring the chin up towards the ceiling. With a very gentle pull of the hand, you're going to feel a deeper stretch into the neck. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side, doing 3 of those J's with our chin. Next, you're going to grab the base of your skull, reach it up towards the ceiling as you tuck your chin down, and then you're going to bring your chin up towards the ceiling, working flexion extension of that neck. Being very gentle with how you're using your arms. They're just there more for an assistance to get a deeper stretch, but you never want to reef on it. Next, we're going to make shoulder circles. So you can see here I'm going up towards my ears, pinching them back, down towards the ground and rounding them forward, creating a big circle into the shoulders. Now we're going to reverse that direction, doing 3 more circles in the opposite way. So next we're going to move on to our hands. So you want to turn your arm all the way out. Once you can't go any further, you're going to turn your arm in before finishing the circle. Same thing, you're going to start going backwards till you get stuck, rotate that palm, and then continue forward. We're going to repeat this 3 times before switching sides. Now, a big thing here is that you don't want the rest of your torso moving, so your torso stays stable as you're creating those arm circles. So same thing on the opposite side here. You may notice that one shoulder has more range of motion than the other. Next, you're going to cross your arms over your chest and we're going to do circles around the rib cage now. So you can see that I flexed forward before I side bent, and then I'm going to go into that extension. Try really hard not to get the hips involved. Rather, your pivot point is just underneath your sternum. Once you've done 3 in one direction, repeat 3 with the opposite. Next, we're going to go into the hips with these rotations. So just practice doing a pelvic tilt forward and backwards, and then try doing a hip hike from side to side. Now we're going to join all of those for a full circle of the hips now. It's kind of like you're doing a very slow hula hoop. Once you've done 3 in one direction, do 3 in the opposite direction. This one takes a while to get used to. We're not used to separating our hips from the rest of our body. Next, hand goes on the knees, and we're going to perform 3 knee circles here, warming up the knees and the ankles. 3 in one direction, 3 in the opposite. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the knees together and separate them. Allow the ankles to roll off the ground here. And now we're going to reverse that direction for 3 more repetitions. Next, we're going to be on a single leg here, doing circles on one foot. And now repeating on the opposite leg, go 3 in one direction, 3 in the opposite. And next we're just gonna bounce on the front of our foot. And next you're gonna hug your knee into your chest here, nice and tall spine. Feeling grounded through that leg that's on the ground. Pulling that knee into your chest. Next, you're gonna be nice and loose with your arms, and as I twist from my feet, you'll notice that my hands go with it. You wanna go really loose for this. It's a great way to warm up the spine and the shoulders. So again, your feet are actually directing that motion. Next, I want you to take 2 jog laps around the tennis court. So go ahead, pause this video, and do 2 short jogs around the entire tennis court. Once you're done that, you're gonna run up towards the fence and run back. I want you to do that 5 times. Working on running forward and switching directions for the back pedal. Once you've done that 5 times, I want you to shuttle from one side to the other. You're gonna do that for a total of 5 or 10. So back and forth counts as 1. And then you're gonna do this grapevine or capoeira where you're crossing one foot in front of the other. Same thing, I want you to go back and forth 5 times. Next, you're gonna cross your hand over and then you're gonna hit it with a straight leg. Now you can continue to do this for the side of the court, or you can just count so that you're doing 10 repetitions, 5 a side. Next, we're gonna go into an airplane. So you're gonna be balancing on one leg, sticking the other leg up towards the ceiling. And you can put your hands out like a T to balance. Alternating sides. Again, you can go the length of the court, or you can do 5 a side, 10 in total. So we went from hamstrings to quads now, so I'm grabbing where my shoelaces would be. I'm bringing my knees together and squeezing the glutes as I reach up towards the ceiling, feeling a nice stretch into the front of my thigh there. If you want, you can add in this hip hinge. That's completely optional. So pick your variation, either just the normal standing tall or the hip hinge one, trying to get that quad to release. Same thing, you can walk the length of the court with this move, or you can do 5 per side, 10 in total. Once you're finished with that, you're gonna go into a forward lunge, and then you're gonna reach over towards that front leg. You wanna alternate sides here, feeling a nice stretch into the front of your body where that hip flexor is. So again, you can go the length of the court, or 5 a side, 10 in total. Next, you're gonna go into a deep squat here, and you can see I'm leaning my knee over top of my foot, keeping that heel down. It's a great way to not only do a knee opener, but also an ankle opener here as well. And it also gets the hips just being in that deep squat position. So once we've gone back and forth 5 times a side, 10 in total, we're gonna open up into a spinal twist. So one hand is gonna push against the knee as you twist up to face the ceiling. Hold for a second or two before switching sides. And you guessed it, 5 aside, 10 total. So next we're going to go into a wider stance here to get into the adductors, the muscles on the inside there of the groin. When you lean all the way to one side, you're going to pause for a second, and then I want you to rotate your kneecap to face the ceiling and then rotate it back down. If you watch my foot there, you'll watch that it goes up towards the ceiling and back down. So next we're going to do a version of a burpee where you reach down to the ground, jump out to a perfect plank. Then I want you to push into a downward dog. Then you're going to lean forward, let the hips fall towards the ground, feeling a nice opening, getting those back extensors. Then you're going to hop to your hands to stand back up and repeat. Push into that downward dog, come back into that plank, drop the hips down, hold for a moment or two. Make sure you return back to plank before you hop back up. So next you're on all fours. We're going to work on your scapular push-ups. So you can see my elbows are not bending. I'm just sinking so the shoulder blades touch, and then I'm pushing it away. Next, you want to go into your forearms, and we're going to push up into dolphin here. So we are working the shoulders here. So all I'm doing here is I'm kind of pulling with my forearms to come forward, and then I'm pushing with my forearms to go back. And this is a great way to strengthen the upper part of your back. Next, you're going to lay on your stomach. We're going to do scorpions here. So this is where you kick the ceiling with the leg, and you're almost trying to reach that heel to that opposite hand. So next you're going to sit up. It doesn't matter if your hands are facing towards your glutes or away. It's more a personal preference, and you'll notice that it hits the chest and the pec a little bit different. And what you're going to do is you're going to slide away. We're going to stretch out the bicep and the pec here. Going very gentle in this position. Once you feel a stretch, make sure to hold it for a few seconds. You can try playing around with the hand positioning. Okay, once you're done, you're going to go back into that squat. You're going to aim for both of your knees to touch the ground at the same time. You should feel a nice stretch into the bottoms of the feet. And then you're going to go back into a deep squat again, going back and forth. This is best done in socks or bare feet. With shoes, you just don't get the same kind of stretch. So to get the top of the foot here, I'm going to curl my toes down. It's kind of like if I kept going, I would just kick my foot forward. This, you're going to feel a stretch into the front of the shin. And you can play with different angles. So you can go just forward, or you can kind of emphasize towards the pinky toe or the big toe. You'll notice that it will just hit a little bit differently into the shin. So for this last warm-up move, we're going to go into an inchworm. So you can walk your hands out to a perfect plank and stop there, or you can keep reaching out and get a little bit more of your abs to activate. Once you get to your end range, then you're going to walk your feet to match your hands, and then walk your feet back out to that perfect plank, or you can try going a little bit further. Just be careful because it's a lot of strain onto your shoulders, so only do it when you're ready. So again, reaching down for your feet, walking out. Now you can stop at a perfect plank position, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can continue to walk out. You'll notice that your core will be more engaged here. And then slowly walk your feet up towards your hands, feeling a nice stretch. Just going back and forth between these motions. So you can absolutely stop after you've done the inchworm here. I've also included a small little band segment just to get your shoulders ready for play. You will need a light band. It doesn't matter if it has handles or it's the loop. And you can attach it right to where the netting is on the tennis court. All right, so if you're gonna join me for the strengthening portion, you're gonna grab a band and you kind of want it just above your belly button. And what we're gonna work on here is just humeral extension. So you can see that I'm bringing my arms straight back, getting a little bit of triceps, a little bit of lat here. Now, it depends on what you want to use this for. If you're just warming up for tennis or any kind of sport, I would just do anywhere for 4 to 6 repetitions per side here because we just want to get the brain to connect with it. If you're actually using this to strengthen, I would do 3 sets of 10 to 12. So next we're going to perform a single arm row or a double arm row. It is up to you. Really feeling those muscles in the back pinch together as you pull that band closer to your chest. So next we have a rear delt fly. It's kind of hard to do it if the band is attached. It's better with handlebars because you'll get more range of motion. But this is what I have, so that's what I'll work with. So what I'm trying to do here is get the rear delt. So your delt is the shoulder cap around your shoulder, and we're getting more the rear or posterior muscle fibers with that. Next, you're going to be standing sideways, and we're going to work on the rotator cuff by creating internal rotation at that arm. So staying where you're at, just move in a little bit closer to work on that external rotation. Being mindful that your body's not side bending with this. So nice tall core, nice tall spine as you create that external rotation with your shoulder. Make sure to repeat it on the opposite side. Once you've done that, you're gonna go inside of the band and you're gonna push away, kind of like a push-up. Really focusing on the chest. Now, if it's too easy for you, all you're going to do is just step away to create more resistance. So this is a great one for your bicep. So all I'm doing here is just pushing that band forward. You're going to feel your pec and you're going to feel your bicep with this exercise. Again, body staying nice and tall, so make sure that you're not leaning forward to help out with that. That is all coming from the arm. So next we've got tricep extensions. I just realized you couldn't see me on camera, so I'm going to go down onto my knees. However, you'll see on the knees that there's no actual tension on the band, so you will want to stand for this. But all you're doing is just bending the elbows and straightening them. So for the last exercise here, we're going to do a wood chop. So I'm using my core muscles in order to rotate. Make sure to do both sides. I hope you enjoyed this warm-up. Let me know how it goes, and happy playing whatever sport you're gonna play. Take care, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.